When
Ready.
the
Objectively,
moon hits your eye like a
objectively,
big
we're
pizza
starting
pie.
to
Got some more.
Moonstruck. Beautiful.
Wow.
90s, 80s.
This movie has made me.
rom-com.
This movie has made me discover a new rule for the Cage-athon.
Yeah.
No more rom-coms.
What?
This is the last one.
How many rom-coms does he have?
A lot.
Really?
He's got a lot of rom-coms.
You didn't like it.
I loved it.
I mean, it wasn't amazing. But it wasn't
Well, it wasn't amazing.
It wasn't
Excuse me.
amazing, but it wasn't that bad.
Also, there was not as much Nicolas Cage as I thought there was going to be.
Yeah, he didn't show up until it felt like it was halfway in or something.
Yeah.
Just
Okay,
surprising.
so
I thought.
give a brief little description of the movie. So, Moonstruck from 1987.
87.
No sooner. This is before Vampire's Kiss. Yeah. This and Raising Arizona are both the two movies he did before Vampire's Kiss.
Okay.
Which is weird.
So this is when he was getting his footing.
Now, the way they film movies, though, is they usually, he might have filmed Vampire's Kiss.
Oh yeah, you don't know, but
You
it was
don't-
definitely
but they
around the same
released it.
time. It was around the same time. So he was finding himself as an actor at this moment of his life.
Well, I mean, he's been the main character of a pretty big Hollywood movie, Raising Arizona. Or at least one of the main characters. He was like the main character.
He was the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely was the main character. But still, he was like, this is his earliest moments of really being in movies. So he's still trying to find his footing, trying to figure out who he should be,
Exactly.
what he should be
He's
playing.
not like a big Hollywood star yet.
Yeah, but I'll say this one broke the mold in terms of all these, because every movie up to this point, which were really only 2 movies, those movies, like I said, felt like they were very unlike any other movie. This one broke that mold.
Yeah, it
is very much like
it's
a
a
lot of
rom-com.
movies.
It's a rom-com.
Yeah.
No sooner does Italian-American widow Loretta Sher accept a marriage proposal from the doltish boyfriend Johnny. I don't know what that word even means.
You don't adult? It means you're dumb.
Oh, okay. Doltish. Well, I
You're
guess I'm
adult.
doltish then.
You're a little doltish.
I guess I'm doltish.
You're adult.
Then she finds herself falling for his younger brother, Ronnie. She tries to resist, but Ronnie lost his hand in an accident he blames on his brother. That was the funniest part.
I almost forgot about the hand thing. That did not make sense. I was really confused.
What didn't make sense about it?
He's mad at his brother for him cutting his hand off.
It was like, the way he explained it too.
It's not the brother's
Like,
fault.
the way he explained it, like, he's so mad, like, I lost my hand! And then, like, the way he explained how it happened to Cher,
Yeah.
he just go like, that's how it happened. It's just kind of like matter of fact.
That's
She was just like, okay.
But more importantly, the way it was described, it was not the brother's fault. And
Yeah.
Cher said that, and then his response was, "It doesn't matter." And it's
Yeah.
like, well, that seems.
I think it would
doesn't
matter
make
since
sense.
it's the entire catalyst of your whole character.
So the point is, he's not mad at his brother for doing anything wrong. He's just mad at his brother because his brother has both of his hands and he doesn't have one of his hands. And so it's really like out of jealousy.
And his brother is getting married now, and he lost his bride.
Yeah, but he was mad before. Oh,
because he lost his hand.
Yeah. He's mad at. Again, doesn't make sense. He's just mad because he lost his hand and he's lost his girlfriend. But that has nothing to do with his brother, so he's just mad at his brother because he didn't lose those things.
I guess, yeah.
It's very I can't get behind this.
So I actually talked to Claude AI.
How's Claude doing?
He's doing alright.
He's up there?
Yeah,
doing great?
still no job.
That was good. That was good. That was funny.
So I was like, what is the meaning of the movie Moonstruck from 1987? And
what's the meaning? So broad.
Because I was like, what the fuck does this movie mean?
What does it mean?
And it gave me a long, drawn out synopsis of the movie or whatever about different themes.
Yeah.
But then at the end it said, ultimately, Moonstruck celebrates the messy vitality of life and love over death, avoiding caution. It's about choosing heat of the bakery over the cold of the tomb. And I was like,
Oh,
okay.
God, Claude, shut your ass.
All right, Clyde, calm down.
Yeah.
But I was like, expand over the heat of the bakery opposed to the cold of the tomb relation to the film.
Yeah, I would love to hear that.
And, okay, and I thought this was interesting because it gave some better, context, I guess. Like, it was like, so, Ronnie works in the basement of the bakery, surrounded by heat, fire, and the primal act of creation. The oven represents the life force, transformation, and passion. When Loretta descends into his world, she descends into the basement. She literally descends.
Oh, yeah.
She's literally going down into the heat and intensity. It's almost underworld imaginary, but an underworld of life rather than death, because, her husband died. And she's wearing black pretty much the whole time during this whole movie. So she's in mourning.
Okay.
The bakery is where raw ingredients are transformed into fire, into something nourishing. Ronnie himself is all fire and passion. He's angry, wounded, lost his hand, alive, with feeling. His missing hand, lost in an accident he blames on his brother, is a mark of having truly lived and suffered and not played it safe.
Wow.
His brother is a representation of playing it safe, because his brother has no wounds and he has no passion or anything.
He makes money, so it's like you just don't have to work on anything.
Johnny and the tomb. Johnny, by contrast, as his brother, is literally at his mother's deathbed in Sicily for the majority of the film. He's dutiful, proper, emotionally reserved. His proposal to Loretta is cautious and bloodless. He even asked her to marry him without a proper ring initially. He represents the safe choice, the controlled life, the denial of passion in favor of obligation. When he returns and his mother hasn't died, he reveals something crucial. He's been using duty and death as an excuse to avoid real intimacy and commitment. And then Loretta's choice. Loretta has been living in a kind of tomb herself since her first husband died, following superstitious rules, dressing in mourning colors, choosing a passionless engagement to avoid the risk of real love. Her first marriage ended in death. He was hit by a bus, which I thought was funny. And she's convincing herself that passion and proper ritual are incompatible, and she did something wrong. When she's drawn to Ronnie's bakery, she's choosing heat over cold, life over death, avoidance, risk over safety.
Yeah.
The famous scene where she tells him, I can't see you again, but then she stays the night, that's the moment she chooses the fire. Right. This theme echoes through the characters too. Rose tells Loretta that the men chase women because they fear death.
Yeah.
They're trying to feel alive. Cosmo's affair, the professor's pursuit of a younger woman, even the older grandfather's dogs. Everyone is reaching for warmth and vitality against the coldness of mortality. The film ultimately argues that trying to avoid death by avoiding life, staying in the tomb and of safety and propriety, is its own kind of death. Better to risk the heat even if you might get burned. That's what it means to be truly moonstruck, to be pulled by forces beyond reason into a warmth of being fully, messily, dangerously alive.
That was a better review than I think any of us could have ever given that thing.
Well, I
think from now on, I'm always gonna ask Claude about its opinion on
I was pretty much
incredible.
I was pretty much like, yeah, this movie's alright, or whatever. And then I looked at it, I was like, oh.
Whoa. That literally makes me think about the movie differently.
The opera that they went to see in the movie.
Yeah.
The story of the opera is completely parallel to the story of the movie.
Wow, this is a lot deeper maybe than I had the ability to perceive.
It's it's interesting. I mean, I can definitely see Nicolas Cage chooses his roles, at least at this point in his career, very carefully. Like he, I think he understands the depth of the scripts that he reads. Okay. And so I mean, Nicolas Cage, his performance is great. I wish he was in it more, honestly. It would have made the movie a little more enjoyable if he was in it more. Cher is all right.
Cher was great.
She was great. She's a cutie, man. She's pretty.
She's a very handsome woman. But I was like Cher. I don't know. For some reason I don't know much about Cher. All I knew was she was like a pop star in the 80s and 90s, and I guess I have a presupposition that pop stars are good at singing and maybe not much else. Mm-hmm. But this, whoa. She knows acting pretty good. I think she was a good actor.
She was doing
She's a good actress.
that accent. She was doing pretty good.
Is that not her actual accent?
No, it was like a Boston, like Italian accent.
Yeah, but
it was
she doesn't actually have that?
No, I don't think so.
She did a really good job with it.
She's been in other movies, so she doesn't sound like that.
Really? She was in other movies?
She was in The Witches of Westboro, I think is what it's called.
Wow. Yeah. So she was kind of
Let's
a renaissance.
Look up Cher and her.
Cher's filmography.
Cher. She's looking a little. She's
old.
She looks great.
Is she alive?
Yeah, she has to be, right? Oh, she was in Mask also. I think you've seen Mask.
Long time ago.
With
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
You mean the sad one?
That's sad. With Jim Carrey, he plays this dude. Yeah. Yeah, she's been in a lot of movies. Yeah, The Witches of Eastwick. She's been in a few movies. Yeah, she doesn't sound like that. But yeah, it was a good accent.
But she has now reminded me that I should not judge people, because I guess I was judging her just thinking she was a nothing pop star. Well, I had a couple of really good songs, but she seems to be more of a Renaissance woman, much more able, has much more talents than I originally thought.
Yes.
That was an eye-opening experience in watching her act.
Yes.
Very happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, she was great in the movie. Yeah, I have no problem with her acting. I think that, like, what I have a problem with is, I think even, like, most rom-coms, I don't know why, but it seems a trend that the main character is a woman, and I've seen this plot so many times in rom-coms that it really, like, makes me feel uncomfortable. That the plot is usually that the woman is, like, has a boyfriend or is engaged or is married, and then she goes and cheats on her, like, significant other, and then the guy who she's cheating on is seen as, like, you know, he, like, deserves it. Like, every single time. I've seen this in so many rom-coms, and I don't understand why, and it's really weird, because, like, her character is you're supposed to root for her character, I guess, right? But she's literally just cheating on her fiance, who's off in Sicily, like, taking care of his mom. And it's like, go queen,
go girl,
slay queen,
girl power,
yeah.
cheating power. So there's definitely some kind of a fantasy among people to engage in that kind of idea. Now, it's usually and to be fair, it's kind of like you could relate it similar to how men have they love their action movies. They love action movies where you go and kill a bunch of people, and you justify all these killings are all justified and it's all.
But
fair.
that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. But that's cool, and that's different, obviously. But it's similar because we like to think of that fantasy. But would we actually do that? Probably not. Would we actually even advocate to do a bunch of random killing just because of one person was an ambassador? Probably not. So it's like, I like to think that, yes, this is a fantasy that lots of people have, maybe more women have, but it's not really representing what women really believe.
Well, yeah, I think it even echoes the theme of the movie about being moonstruck. It's like, you're so enveloped in all this passion of the moment that it's like Claude said, it was like it's like underworld imaginary. It's just like I don't know. Everyone thinks about finding true love or something like that, right? So so it's kind of like what if you found true love but you were already married to a dude that's like a plank of wood? Like, what are you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna stay with the plank of wood because that's the right thing to do. I don't know. Maybe, you're probably just gonna get divorced in 10 years anyway, right? Because you get a passionless marriage. As well, just cheat on him now and get it over with.
I mean, I think the mature way to approach the situation would be to break up with the person you're in a relationship with, and then.
But here's the thing. Okay, imagine this: the scene where they went upstairs and they're talking, and she made him steak or something, and he's like, and he just like flips over the table.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God. And grabs her and kisses her and then takes her to the bed. And it's like, okay, Imagine being the woman in this scenario, and then she's like, all right, stop for a second. I need to go have a conversation with my husband, my fiance who's in Sicily, so I can tell him we're about to fuck, and then they'll be like, all right, we're breaking it off so that I can cheat on him respectfully and maturely. So like, I mean, yeah, what are you gonna do?
Defeat the passion, right?
Yeah, it would defeat the passion.
You're right, but that is the mature way to approach it.
I don't think you should do that. I think
you shouldn't do that, but it's less passion.
I'm just trying to give a perspective, I guess.
Like when you put real nuance, like again with the action movies, if you put real nuance in those action movies, they would not be fun. They would be very boring.
Hold on, guys, we gotta stop for gas.
That is very like lame and like all these real ethical questions that are vague and like one-sided and so you kind of this is a fantasy world we're in. So take away all of the nuance, take away all the real world implications of these actions, and just have a good time kind of vibe.
So. I thought it was also funny at the end of the movie where the guy, his brother Johnny, was just like, all right, I'm not going to marry you now. And then his brother, who lost his hand, is getting married. And they're all just like hanging out and being like, we're celebrating now. And he's just kind of sitting there just like,
well, the guy who, the dolt, you mean?
What?
The dolt?
The dolt. Oh,
the doltish guy? He was sitting there all like, but he's the one who broke it off.
Yeah.
That was really convenient.
That's the part of the movie where it's like, this is like a woman's fantasy, where it's like she cheats on him and feels guilty because it's like, it's so passionate though. Yeah. And then he comes home and he's like, I didn't even want to marry you anyway. Yeah. And it's like, yes.
Like that is the most convenient possible outcome for the situation. It's like, oh, sure, that's what happened.
And in front of the whole family's there too.
I'm also confused. Why did he break up with her at that moment? Because the mom got better.
Yeah, that made no sense. Why does
the mom getting better mean he breaks up?
So he said this is what his rationale was, that the reason she got better was after he said he was getting married. That's what he said. So then he gets back and he's like, I can't marry you? What the fuck are you talking about?
That sounds like the opposite.
That's the opposite of what you just said.
And like it again, it would be like even without assuming they got better, you would still want to get married just for the sake of having your mom experience your wedding. Like
before she dies.
Yeah. Like you want her to so what do you do this kind of messed up. You should ask Claude why that made any sense, because to me I was like that I don't get it, but sure, that just seems like a convenient final answer.
Johnny, how do you spell John?
You can cut all this typing part out of it.
This stays in.
This is some high quality typing.
You know what? I'm gonna extend the typing portion.
You just need to talk while you're typing.
This is the typing podcast.
Yeah.
Why did Brother Johnny
the brother break off the wedding at the end?
Break off the wedding.
Wait, Johnny's the dolt, right?
Yeah.
Nick Cage is what's his name?
I don't know.
You don't remember his name? I don't know his name either.
Okay, well, let's look at the cast and then we'll look at what his name is. Since you're so obsessed.
I mean, not really. It was just
Since you're so obsessed. Ronnie
and Johnny. So stupid. So stupid.
Okay. Why? Johnny breaks up the wedding because he finally confronts his own cowardice and inability to commit.
That's bad.
I didn't really get that from the movie. When Johnny returns to Sicily, his mother hasn't died after all. She's recovering. He realizes that it was a bad omen and uses it as an excuse to call off the wedding. But this is just another deflection. Wait. He realizes this was a bad omen.
The mom almost dying was the bad omen. What if she actually died? Wouldn't that also be a bad omen?
The real reason, Johnny has been using his dying mother's duty and the superstition as shields against real intimacy his entire life. He's a man who runs from commitment. Notice he couldn't even propose properly with a ring, as blah blah blah. When he returns to the chaotic Castarini family breakfast and sees Ronnie there with Loretta, something crystallizes. He sees his brother, the one who feels everything, risks everything, lives in the heat, and sees himself for what he is, emotionally cold, hiding. The moment of truth, Johnny is not stupid. He can sense what's happened between Loretta and Ronnie. But he walked into the room like it seemed like he was already prepared to break it off.
Yeah,
it's insane that
this
is wrong.
That seems not right.
When he calls off the wedding, citing a bad omen, everyone at the table knows it's an excuse, but it's also an act of unexpected honesty. He's finally admitting he can't go through with something he's never truly wanted in the first place.
That sounds true.
Sure. Crucially, this frees his brother Johnny is released from a commitment he was terrified of, and Ronnie gets the woman he loves. The family immediately accepts and toasts to the family, suggests they are all understand what's really happened, and that Johnny's retreat is in its own way the right choice for everyone. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not really satisfying. Well, Claude, you had one for two.
I feel like they should make another movie where it's just this entire movie, but from Johnny's perspective, and they actually give his character like an arc, because his character kind of just meets a dead end at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Where he's like, yeah, I'm meant to be alone. Like, what? I don't understand.
I was fooling you guys the whole time.
Pranked you.
And you're talking about the more ambiguity of the girl cheating on him. It's like, okay, that makes it even worse when you remember he's cheating on her fiance while his fiance is visiting his dying mother.
Yeah.
That's like really not nice.
Imagine if she actually died. And then he came back and he's just like,
you
know what?
Died.
Yeah, my mom died, but at least I still have you.
He actually died, but then if he actually died, it sounds like he might have broken up with her anyway. But imagine if she died and then he came back and was like, at least I still have my woman. Yeah, it's
and then she's like, hey, your brother.
Yeah, it reminds me of like when the soldiers go out to war and their wife cheats on them while they're out at war. It's like that is the worst thing you can do. Yeah, so maybe this it's not a very nice thing to do to your fiance.
That kind of puts what's the word? Like kind of ruins the whole happy ending idea at the end of the movie. I'm just like kind of looking at Johnny like, geez, man, like, poor guy. But then they're like, you're part of the family now. He's like, okay.
But the thing, cheating is a common occurrence in this movie. And
that was weird. When the mom, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
The mom has the husband is cheating on her. Right, that's what you're talking about?
Well, but she also goes into the restaurant and there's the other guy who's like flirting with her. And I was like, what is this? Is weird.
But that's after she figured out she's being cheated on.
Yeah.
So it's
I'm saying like the dude who's a young guy at the restaurant flirting with this insanely old woman. I thought that was really weird.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what are you doing? You're like, and then he follows, and then they go home together, and he's just, I'm so cold.
Wait, you're talking about the professor? The teacher? He wasn't that young.
He was pretty young.
She was commenting on how the girl he was dating was too young for him.
But he was pretty young.
He was like middle-aged.
Yeah. And she could have been his mom.
Older than
she could have been his mom.
Maybe 20 years.
MILF. Or GILF.
Man. But the point is, I think one of the things the movie's trying to get across with the cheating is that cheating might not be good, but I don't know. Maybe
what,
it's
what?
something
What?
like,
What? Say it.
Like, I guess I'm saying it's like natural. It's a natural thing that happens, and it's not necessarily good, but it happens. And to pretend like it doesn't happen might be a more naive perspective.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
True.
Like, I'm not saying it's good, but it happens. And, we should kind of... Maybe you should recognize cheating isn't the end of the world if it happens. Maybe your whole life shouldn't fall apart because your partner cheated on you. That's what the grandma does, or the mom does. She's like, okay, you cheated. Can you stop, please? And then he's like, fine.
No, he goes, ugh!
Yeah, that was weird. That was like, fine.
There's this show called Freaks and Geeks. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it came out in the 90s. And there's...
Childish Gambino?
What?
Wasn't Childish Gambino on that?
No.
Okay.
So there's an episode dedicated to one of the kids in the show is at the mall and he sees his dad talking to another girl and then like they kiss and then they say goodbye and then he's like, dad, and then the dad comes over and he's like, "Oh, I didn't see you there, son." And he's just like, "What was that?" And he was like, "Oh, it was nothing, you know."
Ooh.
And it's like a really awkward. The whole episode is really awkward. He's like, his dad's cheating, and then like, you know, he's like does investigating to prove that his dad is cheating or whatever.
Ooh.
It's really kind of sad. And then at the end of the movie, or at the end of the episode, he's like, he doesn't know what to do to confront, you know, he wants to tell his mom, but he doesn't want to make his mom upset. But he's like, you know, it's like, what are you going to do? And he's just, at the end, he just gives in and he's like, all right, Mom, I can't take it anymore. Like, I can't keep a secret. Like, Dad's cheating on you. Yeah, I saw him with a woman at the mall. Like, and she goes, oh, honey, I know. And she's like, look, your dad's a very complicated man, and we have our entire marriage to figure everything out, but we're not going to sacrifice, but I'm not going to sacrifice breaking up this family just because your dad is a piece of shit. So
that's probably the most mature thing you could do.
So don't worry, he's going to get his, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah. And I was just like, wow, that's...
you ever watch Boy Meets World?
Yeah, well...
There's an episode kind of like that.
Yeah.
And the end of the episode is, look, there's morally gray areas. This is one of those, and we're still gonna be family. So and it's like that's a very real, you know, mature way to approach the answer of the problem. And
but there are different perspectives to it too, because you know, like the dad isn't a victim. You know, the mom is a victim. So it's like it's really up to the mom what she wants to do with it. It's not like so you shouldn't. I'm not the moral of the episode of Freaks and Geeks isn't that you should stay together with him, no matter how you feel, to keep your family together. It's that, you know, it's up to the mom because she's the victim, and you know, she has every right to break up with him and to, you know, divorce him and, you know, curse his name or whatever. But she realizes that, you know, if she breaks up with him, then she'll be creating more victims through that process, through their kids and everything, and breaking up their marriage and their family.
Yeah. I think the real answer is you have to not, you know, this was bad, but how much worse is it going to be by breaking up, like you're saying? And when you have kids, that completely changes all facets of that whole entire situation. You have to be much more willing to compromise on everything because of, you know, you're not just dealing with your own life, you're dealing with your kids' life. So you can't let one terrible thing that might have made you broke up initially, now you kind of have to just find a way to make peace with it and find a way to deal with it. Unless that bad thing has made the environment toxic enough for the children, and then the responsible thing would be to have a separation.
It's context. Context matters. What's the best thing for the child?
But it's definitely not about you anymore.
Yeah.
It's about the kids now.
Shut up.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, what was that thing you said? What is abuse? Or was it? Was that video you talked about?
Oh, she's like, well, abuse is abuse.
Abuse is abuse, but sometimes, is it smart?
The way he said it too sounds like a door hinge.
So it's very complicated, and I think this movie is trying to shine a light on that very complicated world. But I do feel like, the perspective of Johnny was a very like one-dimensional character. He's very like, I really felt like he was like a child.
The movie,
the way he acted.
The movie literally made it impossible not to cheat on this man.
They were really pushing boundaries there.
They were like, we can't make this guy anything more than two-dimensional because then you're just gonna feel bad for him.
I mean, I still kind of felt a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, the worst thing you can say about the dude, though, is that he was dumb. He wasn't a bad person.
Doty, right?
He was doltish. Doltish. That's the worst thing he did. He was dumb. So dumb equals it's okay to cheat on you? Yeah. Also, to be honest, Nicolas Cage's character, I mean, you say he was good at acting, but I felt like it was like, it was a little bit like a little bit of a reach.
What do you mean?
Like the way he was acting and the way his reasoning behind it made no sense, and it felt like he was overly dramatic about everything.
Well, that's the thing. It was a parallel of like an opera. Like, so he's trying to like, you know, ham it up as kind of like an opera, Yeah, I saw the scene where he's literally holding up his wooden hand. And, I lost my head. Like that was kind of like I could see that in like an opera. Like he's just going, or something like that.
I mean, that's true. It takes away a little bit of the feeling that it's real and like the relatability of it, because like this seems dumb. Like, okay, you lost your hand, big whoop, keep living your life.
See, I was chopping bread here, and my brother was talking to me over here.
Yeah.
And then I chopped my hand off. See, there it is.
Yeah.
That's like the entire story.
Takes away a little bit of the realism. It's like, this doesn't seem real. No one would act this way. Not any mature adult.
Yeah. Also, I thought his wooden hand, because it's clearly just like a glove. Or like
it's a really bad wooden hand.
And I was like, so he's trying to keep his hand very still, right? To like make it look like that. And I was like, okay, he's doing like an alright job, I guess, whatever.
It does not look real.
I don't know. And then at the end of the movie, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this, or maybe it's like supposed to be symbolic or something. But at the end of the movie, when he's like, when they're in their cold, and she's like, oh, it's cold out, and then she's like, come inside, or whatever. Yeah. And he's reaching out with his hand to grab my hand, and it's the wooden hand, right? It's supposed to be something like symbolic, like, reaching for, the tortured past guy with passion,
He's comfortable.
She grabs his hand, and then he closes his hand. And I'm like, yeah. I remember that. And I remember when I'm like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
Whoa. Does he have
Wait a minute. Is that not a real wooden hand? Like,
or it could be a robot hand. Like Darth Maul.
This is in the 80s.
When did Star Wars come out?
Okay. Good point. Yeah, you're right.
Well,
my apologies.
I'm just saying.
Anyways,
also the girls, there was a very common theme of luck. She brought up luck like 20 times.
Oh, like bad luck and good luck.
Yeah, bad luck and good luck. She would always blame everything in her life based on luck. And it made it seem like she didn't want to take control or responsibility for kind of anything in her life. Yeah. Which was showing a...
She's saying like her husband getting hit by the bus was bad luck, and it's because they didn't do certain traditional ritual things.
Yeah, she became like superstitious.
Yeah, and because of that, she's like trepidatious about getting married again or something like that. Wait, unless it's like perfect.
I also noticed like at the beginning she's like, okay, will you marry me? He's like, well, where's the ring? That was the first thing. But then at the end, when Nicolas Cage asked her to marry her, he doesn't have a ring, and she's just like, yes.
Well, I'll marry you. No, that's the thing. Over the course of the movie, she's learned to not be superstitious about it anymore. Just go for like the passion. That's what the arc. That's the arc. Yeah. And then it's just his pinky ring. Oh, I thought it was funny. One funny joke I noticed because he does this thing when at the beginning of the movie when he's leaving for Sicily, but when he's at the airport and he's like, yeah, my brother, I forgot why he did this, but he did it. He was talking. He's like, yeah, we have a bad past, and he hold up his hand. He was like, and I was like, what is that? And then later in the movie when they show he lost his hand, I was like, oh,
yeah.
So I was like, okay,
callback.
I was like, it's
good call.
I wish this movie was a little funnier. Could
have been funnier.
A little more jokes.
Yeah, it's just Nicolas Cage character was kind of hard to relate to for me because he was just so over the top about everything that it's just like this dude seems crazy and weird and annoying and
that's the type of man women want.
Yeah,
it's like when he flipped over that table. I'm just seeing, if this happened, I don't even care if it's in a movie. If this happened today, so he just flips over a fucking table with, food and silverware on it, it hits the wall. He was real violent about it. He'd be like, ah! Rape!
That'd be a bad sign.
And
then, a red flag.
But, that's the fantasy romance.
Well, I guess it's just, in reality, in the movie, these two characters, the Johnny and Jimmy, Ronnie and Johnny. Johnny and Ronnie. They're representing this absolute...
It's impossible not to remember their names.
Ronnie, Timmy, whatever. They're absolute... they're representing the absolute ends of the spectrum. Yeah. So in reality, they're both bad. They're both bad options because they're so extreme in the spectrum that they're on. One is completely useless without, Yeah, he really felt like a child.
One is neurodivergent, one is
One is
straight autism.
Also neurodivergent in a different way. But he really reminded me of a child, the way he was like needing help on everything, and he didn't know how to propose properly, and he didn't want to get down on his knees.
Well, I'd say
dirty.
I'd say Ronnie also was kind of like a child in the way that he would like lash out in his emotions, like, and his whole reaction to his brother and everything. That's like a child. Like it's like, yeah. I mean, they're just like different.
Yeah, different sides of the spectrum. Yeah. Is one's a child that's overly passive, one's a child that's overly aggressive.
One's like one's emotionally inept. The other is like way too emotional to the point where he's like crazy.
Exactly. Both of them bad. Both of them not a good person to date. You don't want to actually be.
Well, I mean, if you made a romance movie about a guy who's just kind of like, I have a good job, a stable job, and I have moral principles, and and he's just like, I'll take you on a date, and if it doesn't work out, that's cool. And if you do like a movie about that, like, it wouldn't be a romantic movie.
Fair. But the question is like, what is the message that's being sent to the public? Is it trying to say that they should? Which are they trying to say one is better than the other? Because she clearly chose the crazy one. But those relationships,
the one who's hot,
so it's hot. You're right, he's hot, but because he's fiery and passionate and that stuff. But the problem with that relationship,
well, also he's like, I think like physically, like Nicolas Cage,
a little bit more chiseled. That's true.
Yeah.
That's fair. But the point is, he's the more passionate, more fiery one. And the problem with that relationship, right? The problem with that side of the spectrum of relationships is they burn hot and fast.
Yeah.
Right? How long is that passion gonna stay there? Is it after you're with that person for months or years, you're gonna be really tired?
That's literally what the mom said. She was like, okay. In the beginning, she was like to the Johnny, was like, do you love him? And she was like, no. She's like, but do you like him? She's like, yeah, I like him. She's like, good. That'll make a good marriage. But then she's like, at the end, she's like, do you love him? And she's like, yeah, I love him. And she's like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, dude, this woman is wise because she's right. Like, if you are, all the passion is right here, right now, you're putting passion before, like, actual logical thought. It's going to end badly. Yeah. It's in reality, it's the balance. You want the middle of the spectrum. You don't want one extreme or the other. You need something in the middle where you can feel stable and you feel some semblance of passion and some actual emotion involved. You need both to actually make a good, satisfying relationship.
Yeah, I can't really see
long-lasting, satisfying relationship.
Yeah, I didn't really, something I didn't understand was the lady, the mom, when the guy was like, when Johnny was like, oh yeah, men chase other women because
they're afraid of death.
They're afraid of death, and they think they feel more alive when they're chasing them or something like that. And she's like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And then like the dad comes home and she's like, I just want you to know you're gonna die no matter what. Yeah. and then his reaction is like, okay.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, he's like, thanks, appreciate it. Yeah. And like I don't know if that's true. I don't think more that's just because men are horny. I think that's probably the real.
Well, I mean, you're trying to look for a deeper meaning underneath something that
to make you more comfortable with it. That's what it is.
Well, I mean, to be comfortable with it, recognize it for what it is, which is that men have natural instincts to breed. That is what it is. It is not any deeper than you want to spread your genes as far as wide as you can, because that's what helped us through evolution. That is a natural byproduct.
But imagine in this like passionate romance movie, someone just standing up being like, "Well, men have a natural inclination to breed. We want to spread our genes amongst the."
That is what they should have. That's what the doctor should have said, or the professor should have said.
And then the mom is just like, "Oh yeah."
Like, well, I mean, we're just monkeys. We're just primates, and we want what primates want. That's what's happening. And that instinct is not even conscious. We don't want to spread our genes. What we want is to... But the byproduct of that is spreading your genes. And that's what helped us produce each other as a species.
What
a fun movie.
I mean, I think the discussion about the movie is more fun than the actual movie.
Yeah, movie... I mean, she did have that 80s chic. Like
it's a time capsule.
She was like dressed in the way that I'm now realizing that's what all 80s
like,
women
okay, so my relationship with Cher is like the most I've ever known Cher is like seeing like videos or pictures of her online, like of her today, and just being like, wow, You look like a skeleton.
old
You look
person.
a little, I don't know. But like seeing her in this movie, I was like, oh wow, she's
She had
a looker. She looks pretty good.
She looks good, but it was also interesting because she has a very like unique appearance. Like her nose is much more like prominent than I think.
She got a long nose.
She got a long
Like,
nose.
it's not long, but it's like long.
Yeah, long.
Yeah.
So, but it works. It's like a long nose, but it actually does something good to her appearance. I feel like, in a way that's not traditionally, maybe in modern day, recognized as the most attractive feature. But I think it's still like it looks good. I like the way she appeared.
She's cute.
And the way she dressed and her hair and her makeup and that I'm not, because when I think about 80s makeup and hair, it's like I don't know, it don't vibe with me. It doesn't look that great.
She's definitely the trend of the hair, the big hair,
big hair.
The big hair.
But she also had like the big coat and the strong like darker lipstick and the eyeshadow. And I don't like the 80s aesthetic, but looking at Cher, now I understand what they were trying to do with their aesthetic in the 80s is to look like Cher.
Whenever I think
she looked great.
Whenever I think of like the classic 80s like big hair like girl style, I think of the woman from Terminator. The way she looked, like her hairstyle was like
the mom?
Yeah, the mom.
I think I remember
Sarah Connor, or Terminator.
So not the mom.
1980.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, Sarah Connor. What's her name? Wait.
You're looking up Terminator.
Yes! Sarah Connor. Like that hairstyle is like
Well, that looks like almost like a mullet. That really is like a mullet.
Yeah. I mean, she's hot, but I think like her haircut is just like I don't know. It's just funny every time I see it.
Yeah, and that's like the comedic 80s stereotype, but I feel like Cher's style and appearance was the model of what women were trying to look like in the 80s, because she made everything work. The makeup, the hair, the clothes, she made it all work in a way that I was like, wow. And I bet all women probably looked at it and were like, I think she looks great, I want to look great too, and they probably tried to look like that. But they wound up looking like this.
Oh,
you know
boy,
I mean?
Sarah
I really
Connor.
think that's true. And I think that's true with every generation. There's always like a couple people that look really great that everyone's trying to look like, and no one's ever going to look like them because in reality, is it their style that looks good, or is it just their actual physical
You see every single advertisement for clothes or underwear or lipstick or whatever. It's always like the hottest model in the world, on the planet. The most, just like advertising. And then like some girl who works in McDonald's is like, that look like.
You know what today's version of that is?
What?
Kim Kardashian.
I don't think she looks good.
Well, whether you think she does or doesn't, that is the cultural idol of a lot of women's like makeup and beauty products is the Kim Kardashian-esque person.
Have you heard of buccal face removal? Buccal face fat removal.
No, it is.
It's where they remove the fat in like your cheeks.
How much does it cost?
A lot.
I'll do it.
It's like I think it's a Brazilian.
I need some fat removal of this,
I
Eric.
think it's called buccal.
I've never heard of buccal.
Fat removal. I think that's what it's called. They remove fat pads from the cheek for a slimmer, more defined facial appearance, and I think
pictures.
I think it looks like fucking ugly. Like it really is gross. Like this. Like this is a good example. Like look at those cheeks. I don't know why it's.
But this is a good example because Cher had this appearance.
She was not that much. There wasn't like today she looks like that, but I don't think in the movie she
literally
like
had
that.
You could see she had defined cheekbones.
I mean, yeah, but it wasn't to this extent.
No. The difference is she looked good.
Yeah.
And she had defined cheekbones. She looked good. And then other women and people are going to look at the way she looks and be like, okay, she has defined cheekbones. If I get defined cheekbones, then I'm going to look good. And they do that. Yeah. And that's what happens with all of beauty and makeup appearances. They look at the person who looks really great. You try to look like that, and it never fits because you're not that person. You don't have all the other aesthetics.
Yeah.
So the point is, feel comfortable and confident in your own body. Make your own body work. Be the idol. Don't try to achieve. Don't always look at the idol of beauty. Make yourself the idol of beauty.
You be confident
Yes.
and beautiful in your own unique ways.
Yeah.
In whatever you got.
Yeah.
Use what you got.
Yeah, because I'll wind up looking like
And
this.
cheat on your fiance.
Well, if they're doltish.
If
You got a doltish fiance.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What else is there to talk about? I mean, you know.
Yeah, it's clearly it was way more in depth than I understood, because this is.
I probably wouldn't have been interested in watching this movie if we weren't doing this. Nick Cage-athon.
Okay, so that's the question. You really want to modify the rest of the Cage-athon because of this? Okay.
Do you want to watch all of the rom-coms?
I would. Because I'll be honest, this whole review. I mean, this was fun. This was a fun thing to talk about.
I think other rom-coms are not going to be on this level, though. Also.
Whatever you want. It's fine. Like, we don't have to do it but I would like to know how many movies were we planning to watch that are now movies that we're not gonna watch. Because we were gonna. I think last episode we said it was like 25.
It was a lot
movies. So how many of those are?
Well, the ones I mentioned, I think Moonstruck was like the only one that was like really.
Oh, so we're still about 25 still.
Should be about the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not many rom-coms then.
Yeah. Let's see here. I think I was just already planning on skipping a lot of rom-coms. Like,
incorporate that into the calculation, because I need to know how long we're gonna endure this Cage-athon.
Endure. The next movie is Wild at Heart. That's the one I was planning on.
Okay.
Watching. I don't think it's
it looks super cheesy.
It's like a horror movie.
Really?
Yeah, David Lynch.
Wait.
If you know anything about David Lynch.
Wait, isn't that Willem Dafoe?
Willem.
It's pronounced Willem.
Hard. Oh my lord.
Wait, when did we start this typing? 10 o'clock?
Yeah, something like that. We can end it soon. Oh my god, dude, I hate Google.
Wild at Heart does not sound like a horror movie. That sounds like the most rom-com name of a movie I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Wild at Heart? How is that a horror movie?
It's David Lynch. If you've ever seen a David Lynch movie in your life, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I don't. Some examples of David Lynch.
Oh, we can look at David Lynch.
Wait, you can't name one?
No. Well,
name one.
Eraserhead.
Oh. What? I thought Eraserhead was really old.
It is. What do you mean?
How old is Eraserhead?
It's like 70s, 80s. So
oh, that's not very old.
70s.
Isn't it?
1977.
I thought it was like when they first started inventing film.
Well, it's in black and white, but that's a stylistic.
I didn't realize that.
choice.
I thought it was because it was
Elephant
old.
Man.
Now that I know it's stylistic, now that makes me more interested in watching it.
Mulholland Drive. You've never seen Eraserhead? It's we should review. It's so
well, the end of the Cage-athon.
Yeah, we have to wait.
We must.
However long that is.
Every episode, we should talk about other movies we want to watch instead of watching.
And then we get really high. Oh, the movie's so good. And then we're just like,
I guess we gotta continue with the Cage-athon.
Yay.
We committed to it. So.
I want to commit to the Nick Cage-athon, but I mean, we should be allowed to watch other movies. I mean, Jesus Christ.
No, that would
no.
be the whole consistency. So.
Yeah,
to commit to something.
Yeah, David Lynch, he's got some interesting movies. But yeah, Wild at Heart, it's...
Okay, the Wild at Heart.
It's kind of like, it says crime romance. So I guess it is like a romance, but it's not like a rom-com. Because it's not a comedy, it's just like...
A crime romance. I don't... Can you give any examples of other crime romances?
Bonnie and Clyde.
A movie called Bonnie and Clyde?
Yeah.
I never watched it.
Do you know who Bonnie and Clyde are?
Yeah.
Well, there's a movie.
Oh, so they're partners in crime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Crime romance.
That sounds...
And it's got boobs in it, so, you know.
Sounds like an uncommon theme in modern movies.
I disagree. What do you mean? Crime romance? I feel like I could think of some movies. Like crime...
I mean, Bonnie and Clyde, but...
Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, wait, wasn't there one with like Drive? No, not really. With Ryan Gosling, maybe.
But it's like if it's a crime romance, they have to be doing the crimes together.
Well, they weren't. Yeah.
So what's the movie where they were doing some crimes together?
That's Not a very common.
while they were having sex.
Not a very common theme. See?
Uh,
See, I told you it's not common.
I'm determined.
Crime
romance.
That is a big
I bet the first movies are gonna pop. I'm gonna be like, I know what those are.
See,
I don't know.
That's what I was more imagining. Gone Girl? No, what it's called? Gone Girl?
No, it's deep water. No.
Oh.
It's called Deep Water.
Oh yeah, that's when he's getting cut.
I don't think any of these movies. I would.
Crow.
Yeah, that movie was. Did you see that movie?
Crow. No,
The new one?
No.
I don't really think any of these movies are. I would really. There you go, Wild at Heart. I don't think any of these movies I would really qualify as a crime romance.
I agree. That's why.
But they gotta exist. Here's a movie. Crime. Love Lies Bleeding. That's a crime romance movie.
Okay.
They're lesbians.
Good, you win.
True romance.
Lesbian? That doesn't count.
They have to be straight. Yeah. Anyway,
So that's the next movie.
this has been
Next
the
iteration of the Cage-athon.
second episode of the Objectively Cage-athon.
Yeah. Thank you guys for keeping on. I know we have a lot of viewers out there that like to make their comments known. So make those comments known in the comments.
Brought to you by X Recorder.
Yeah.
In the bottom of the screen.
X Recorder right here. Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, that was me, not. Look, I'm fondling the X Recorder.
No. Anyways, so next we're gonna be talking about Wild at Heart.
Yep.
It's crime romance, and then the movie after Wild at Heart.
Yeah, I want to know about that.
Is going to be Red Rock West, which I am so excited to force you to watch.
So you've already seen it?
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen Wild at Heart like a long time ago, but I don't really remember a lot about it. I remember it being really creepy and weird, but yeah.
You saw
But
it.
I don't remember the ending or anything. So, yeah.
But I do think the conversations about these movies are making them a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah.
So
It makes it, even though we watch like a movie that's like I'm watching, I'm like sucks, but it's even I'm like, well, at least we can talk about how much it sucks.
yeah, well, I honestly truly believe every movie has virtue in watching.
Yes.
Even really terrible movies, or even just like mediocre movies, I love watching them because they always have something interesting. It's always something.
There's value in it all.
Every movie, there's no movie that I would be like, oh no, you should never ever watch this movie.
Stay away.
There's just no movie like that.
Yeah.
So even if it's like the most mediocre, boring BS, I still think there's value in watching it. So
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thank you for watching. Get objectified.
Yeah.
Go cheat on your
really
spouse.
take it easy on the comments. We had way too many comments last time, so if you could reduce
Guys,
the number of comments.
I'm gonna turn off the comments.
Yeah,
if
you guys keep on making it political, bringing up Epstein and all this.
Exactly.
You gotta chill out.
You know, funny enough, on our Charlie Kirk video, there kept on being comments about the Nick Cage-athon, which is weird. Like, I don't. You guys don't make any sense.
You guys, this Cage-athon is not that serious.
It's not that
Relax.
important. It's not that deep. All right.
No.
Jeez. All right. Well, thank you. Good night.
We salute you.
All right.